Now, this may not happen to you, but my gel print, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here, and let me show you how to level up your gel plate prints. This week I had a brilliant idea. Well, I thought it was brilliant. I absolutely love the water spray technique. Put the fluid paint on the plate, give it a spray, it creates an organic pattern, create layers, pull it up, it looks amazing. What's not to love? So I started in that direction. But you'll have to wait and see where we end up. Of course, I started with my absolute favorite iridescent gold. I was thinking of creating like a shimmer across the surface of the print because whatever we put on first is going to come out on top in the end. I'm working with my absolutely beautiful Gel Elf plate. It's 75 by 100 centimeters or 30 by 40 inches. Yes, you heard those measurements correctly. This is a super duper gel plate and I absolutely love it. What I want to do is create layered textures and mark making and pull one massive big print and have it as the final artwork. I'm not making collage paper, we're making fine art paintings here. So I started with the gold, but my bottle was actually empty. So I kept putting more and more on the plate because I wasn't sure how much was actually coming out in the end. And then I sprayed it with some water, thinking this was going to leave a beautiful, fine, shimmery mist across the surface. Then I continued with my favorite transparent red iron oxide and quin magenta. Look at these beautiful colors and see how fabulous it is when you spray the water on and it just dissipates in some areas, creating that incredible organic texture. Then I put on some cobalt teal. Now I'm using all golden fluid paint because I do find that this is much easier when you spray it to get the fabulous organic textured marks. I'm running over a few sections of the colors, just blending them a little, but I did wait until that layer was dry before I continued. So when that layer was dry, I then put on some quin violet. And I added just a little manganese blue. I wanted to enrich the colors and I was putting them in different areas around the gel plate because it is such an absolutely fabulous big size. I can put the colors in different sections. I'm thinking about the composition. I'm thinking how the colors are going to layer on top of each other. And each time I spray them with water, I know that the next color is going to show through. So I'm having a fabulous time putting on the paint, spraying away, creating all of those beautiful organic textures. Then I added some permanent violet and some ultramarine blue. Aren't these colors absolutely glorious? Now I really actually can't remember what I'm up to with the layers. How many colors have I put on? And some of these colors are transparent, some of them are opaque, so some are going to show through and become deeper with the next color behind it, and some of the colors will block out the previous colors. Oh, I know. It's all a bit of a science experiment. But I'm hoping it's going to work well. You don't really know exactly because you're putting everything on backwards. Whatever you put down first turns up on the plate when you turn it over on top. So you kind of have to think, which one did I put down first and which one am I going to put next? Then I put the beautiful iridescent bronze on the plate to fill in any of the gaps. I didn't want to use this color to pull the print because being the fluid paint, I find it dries too fast before I can get the paper on, especially being such a super huge plate. So I put the bronze on to fill in any of the areas or holes that might still be there from all of the water spray. Then I decided I was going to use unbleached titanium to pull the print. Now I'm using the fabulous Kozo Studio Jelly Printing Mulberry paper, which is absolutely amazing and at the moment one of my favorite papers because it's strong enough to pull up all the layers off the plate, but it's thin enough to glue down on canvas and wrap around the sides, which I'm loving. The watercolor paper worked well to pull up those prints, but it was a little stiff and hard to then put onto the canvas. It just creates a different look. At the moment, this one's my favorite. Now, you will find a discount code and a link in the description under the video. So have a look there if you're interested in this paper. There are A4 size sheet packs. You don't have to get the super huge one. In fact, you don't even have to have a super huge plate. You can have a normal person plate and still do these fabulous techniques. Now, I can't remember how long I left it on the plate, but it would have been 1 or 2 hours with my super little fan blowing on it as well. And then I pulled up the papers from the side and from the bottom. The little scrap bits on the edge and the side are usually an indicator on how good the print's going to be. And I looked at those pieces and I thought, it wasn't really what I wanted. But I'm still hopeful. I'm pulling up the print. I like to start on one side and pull it up halfway and then start on the other side and pull it up just so it's not putting too much tension on any one end of the paper. It pulls up super easy off the gel plate. Oh, love this paper. And then I turn it over. Ta-da, ta-da! What do you think about my magnificent print? Well, it's okay. That's all I can say. The colours are beautiful, but I never thought these words would come out of my mouth. There was too much gold on the first layer and it's obscuring all the other layers of colours. I can't believe I said that. There was too much gold. I think because I was emptying out that bottle and I didn't think enough was coming out, so I kept putting it on. But if you look at the print, oh man, the gold colour is obscuring all those other layers. I'm very disappointed it didn't turn out exactly how I had in my mind, because I know the fabulous watery technique looks amazing. So I had expected it to be astounding, and it's okay. I mean, it's pretty and all, but it's not astounding. So I'm going to have to take it up to another level. I do like the print. It's got some beautiful aspects to it. The colours look great. The texture is absolutely amazing from the water spray, but the gold is just like too much. I can't even believe I'm saying that. It does shine beautifully in the light with all that pretty gold on it, so it's too good to not use. We have to do something with it. So I decided we're going to take it further. I pulled out my 16 by 20 inch canvas and I'm going to chippity chop off the section and use the part that I really like the most. I really like the way it's got a combination of the turquoise and then the warm tones. I think it's got potential. There's great hope for this particular gel print, and I know I could turn it into a beautiful mixed media painting. So I've covered the canvas in the fabulous Liquitex matte gel medium, putting it on, giving it a good rub on the back, and then putting the medium down the sides, turning the paper over so it finishes the canvas and it looks very professional and beautiful, of course. The sides are just like cutting and folding, like you're wrapping a present. Easy peasy, so super easy. And just like that, it's already on a canvas and it looks like a fabulous mixed media painting. Now, I do actually like it the other way. I like it with the turquoise section at the top. So I'm going to turn it around and look at it for a while and decide what am I going to do next. I really love the colors. I think it's got so much potential. So I pulled out the same paint, the fabulous golden fluid paint, and I put a little bit more on top of the print just to deepen the colors because I had obscured them all with the gold. So I've got the beautiful permanent violet and I've got some of the manganese blue, and I'm adding that up the top section and then some of the transparent red iron oxide down the bottom. Have a look at it now. It's absolutely beautiful and it's more rich and lush, and it's created more depth with adding that layer. Super, super easy. Just put another layer of paint on your gel print if it didn't work out exactly how you want. Easy fix. Now it's looking beautiful. It's got a greater depth to it. The colors are enhanced and all of that texture is still shining through. So I'm looking at the canvas as the paint's drying, and I think it really does look like a beautiful landscape, especially now that the blue and the turquoise is up the top section. So I decided to pull out a dragonfly stencil because I think that would really enhance the landscape looking feel of the painting, giving it more space and dimension. I like the idea of the dragonflies because it kind of symbolizes transformation and change, growth, adaptability. I love that. The dragonflies begin life in water before emerging into the air as winged insects. I absolutely love that transformation story. So I decided I was going to put the dragonfly on with deco foil so it's got a beautiful metallic-y shine to it. I want it to pop on all of that textured background. So I'm putting it through the stencil with the fabulous mixed in paste. It's glorious, easy peasy straight over the stencil, and it's perfectly white. The hardest part is waiting for it to dry. You have to wait until the mixed in paste is completely clear. So clear you can't even see it. Then you know it's dry. Don't put it on while it's still half wet because it doesn't work. I know, I've done that. Just wait for it to dry completely, which I waited until the next day. And then I decided I was going to use this deco foil, stunning product, super, super easy. I'll leave your links in the description. And this one is called Lapis Watercolor. What a stunning color. It's like a variegated color of blues and silver. It's going to work beautiful on that richly textured, warm and rustic looking background. Now, when the dragonflies were completely dry, I did put a book under the canvas so I could push quite firmly over that sticky section of my dragonfly shape because you want to give it a good rub. I like to use like a soft cloth to rub it with. Super easy. Silver side is down, color is up. You're rubbing it onto your fabulous stenciled paste. And to have a look, it looks absolutely stunning. Look at my beautiful dragonflies. I love it. Now I love it. Now it's not so bad. Didn't quite come out how I thought with the print, but I've taken it to the next level. We now have a mixed media painting and I need to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Sometimes things just don't work the way you want, but you can fix them, change them, adapt, transform. That's the word for the day. Take your jelly print in another direction. Do something else with it. Add more paint, add a stencil. Add some more shapes, add a whole other layer. What have you got to lose, baby? Have a look at how stunning my painting is. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Look at my glorious dragonflies shining in the light. Now I will probably give this a satin varnish, I'm thinking. Maybe in a week or two when I know that all of this beautiful, glorious paint is completely dry, just so it seals the paint and the print. I do like to varnish all the paintings that I put onto canvas. I think it's better for longevity and makes them more archival. Look at it. Look at it shine, baby. Look at them shine. I absolutely love. Well, now I love it. See, look at the fabulous deeper color of the purple here, the deep violet, and the turquoise. I always loved that section. So now you can really appreciate all of the gold because it's a little more tinted with that second layer of paint. So I'm thinking in the end, it's beautiful. Created another fabulous masterpiece with a one pull print from my fabulous Gel Elf plate. So I want to encourage you to push on, try another idea, pull out the gel prints that maybe didn't work so good the first time. You don't have to use a super size plate. Use whatever plate you've got. Try the water technique. Add some more paint to it. Put on a stencil of deco foil. I'm telling you, it's endless what you can do. Stuff's amazing. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really happy where the painting came to. I think it's beautiful. I do really love the symbolisms of the dragonfly. I think that really sums up this week for me. Don't forget, you will find more information in the description under the video if you want to know the products I was using, and you'll find the discount codes for Kozo Studio and Mead & Paints as well. You'll also find out more of who I am on froyalart.com, so have a look there, especially at the amazing, beautiful original artworks that are for sale. So come back and join me again next week. Not sure what we're doing, but I know it's going to be something beautiful.